The Young and the Restless spoilers warn that Billy and Jack Abbott's brother conflict is set to explode. Billy is making some enormous blunders that will undoubtedly wreck his relationship with Jack once the truth is revealed. So let's talk about the tension that is going to erupt. Fans of The Young and the Restless know that Jack and Billy have had their disagreements in the past, but they are now on excellent terms. Since Jack believes Billy has turned a corner, he has shown confidence in his brother and made hopeful forecasts. Of course, Jack has done more than just congratulate Billy on directing himself away from revenge and towards a new path. Jack has also invested heavily in Abbott Communications, so he is helping Billy in more ways than one. According to Jack, Billy is embracing a new beginning and focusing on something other than exacting revenge on the Newmans. That's why Jack wants to think Billy has changed his life and is going to do great things. Unfortunately, Billy is a persistent screw-up who is constantly finding ways to undermine himself. There's no reason to believe things will change for Billy, who is working on a secret agreement with Aristotle Dumas. Although Billy maintains it isn't about retribution, he can't deny that power is involved. Billy wants to right some wrongs and prove himself, but he'll probably destroy his world in the process. Aristotle has told Billy that he will manage Victor Newman and the ramifications from this scheme. According to Aristotle, Billy can keep his hands clean while regaining Chancellor, so it's simple to see how he enticed Billy into his twisted web. You can guarantee Jack will unleash his wrath once he knows what Billy is up to. Jack will inevitably discover Billy's alliance with Aristotle and realize that Abbott Communications isn't his brother's main focus. At some point, Jack will be able to blast Billy for collaborating with the untrustworthy Aristotle and introducing so many dangers into the investment process. There is also the issue of Billy lying about his new beginning and acting as if vengeance was in the rearview mirror. Jack is going to be duped and will undoubtedly warn Billy that he is setting himself up for disaster. From where Jack is standing, he may be concerned that Billy will incite Victor's wrath and will most likely fail to extract Chancellor from the deal. Aristotle cannot be trusted to deliver on his promises, so Jack may believe Billy will be busted for his partnership and end up with nothing to show for it. Whatever the case may be, Jack will eventually learn of some shocking Billy news and respond accordingly. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Billy and Jack's brother feud will resurface, so stay tuned. Fans could be forgiven for not knowing what to make of The Young and the Restless announcement in 2018 that Kyle would return to Genoa City. Jack's son had been in and out of town for the previous 8 years, progressing from child to adolescent to young adult. By the time Michael Mueller first appeared on our screens on March 29, 2018, they had gone through 3 adult Kyles, none of which lasted more than a year. Even more baffling was Kyle's return with a chip on his shoulder the size of Mt. Rushmore, and a vendetta against Jack, which saw him band up with Victor to not only ruin his father, but also sell off his family business. It was an unexpected shift, but we'll be darned if Mueller didn't rise to the occasion and pull it off. He was smacked down by Jack, of course, but as surprised as we were by this butting heads, it was still a fun battle to watch. Kyle, Jack, Michael Mueller, Peter Bergman, The Young and the Restless set CBS Television City, Los Angeles, April 24, 18. Copyright Howard Wise/VStudios.com 310-657-9661 Episode #11439U.S. Air date May 28, 18. And when they began teasing us with Kyle's on-again/off-again love, summer, it was pure electricity. We found ourselves cheering for this couple like we never had before, even as the show refused to give them to us. Then Mueller and the show surprised us again when they made us switch gears and start rooting for Kyle and Lola's love from opposite sides of the tracks. The curveballs kept coming over the years, as our allegiances switched back and forth, and Kyle dealt with the machinations of the likes of vindictive long-lost cousin Theo Vanderway, scheming bold and beautiful transplant Sally Spectra, and grasping baby mama Tara Locke. Kyle and Lola split, he and Summer reunited. He found out he was a father, and kept us riveted to our seats the whole time. Really, Mueller told Soaps.com a while back, finding out about Harrison was a changing point for his character. Kyle was a spoiled kid for a long time, he notes. Now he's much more responsible than he was when I first stepped into the part. He was not always the best version of himself, especially where some of the situations with Lola and Summer were concerned. In some ways, finding out about Harrison made him take a hard look at his life and say, "It's time to step up." Summer Kyle Diane YNR. And that kind of growth was very much needed when Diane returned from the grave, after being gone much of her son's life, and decided she wanted to be a part of it again. Kyle, though, isn't the only one who's done some growing over the last 5 years. When asked how Mueller has evolved in the years since joining the program, the actor remarked that, as Kyle evolves, so has Michael in a way. You get a little older, and it's time to choose to be the guy in the room. I have a terrific relationship with my dad, and so does Kyle with Jack. Of course, while Kyle's relationship with Jack may have withstood the battering it suffered, the same can't be said about him and Summer. After one too many Phyllis difficulties, the loving couple went their separate ways. But we wouldn't count them out forever. He and Claire may have become close, but Phyllis's latest kidnapping forced her straight back into Kyle's arms. Literally. Plus, Victor wants them back together, and what Victor wants, the long and the short of, is that whatever they toss his way, we're sure Mueller will nail it. So, here's to his anniversary, and the hope that we'll enjoy another 6 years of his Kyle. And then 6 more after that. Look, we know the young and the restless. Alan is a dangerous sociopath who has frightened Phyllis and Sharon, and may soon target Tracy, as she appears to be catching on to his game. We also know that fans are upset that Tracy's hard-fought and long-awaited happiness has been robbed from her. Those parts where she told Jack about her suspicions were devastating. Despite how terrible it has been to witness, this twist is soap opera and acting gold. And Beth Maitland is fully aware of this. The actress chatted with TV Insider and mentioned something we all know. You can't be joyful in the afternoon, or you'll go off the screen. And while she acknowledges that people simply want Tracy to find love and happiness after 4 decades of heartbreak and disappointment, she is totally okay with the twist. If Tracy was happy, Maitland observed, she would be even more boring than simply being everyone's shoulder to lean on. So I feel like there has to be something to shake things up a little bit. Nothing good lasts long, and here's something to do, which I desperately need. Trust me, you'll see how I use it over the following few weeks. And that is something to celebrate. Tracy has already shown us that she can fit the pieces together faster than anybody else. We've seen her face her darkest nightmare, and instead of running away, she's confronted it. Her life is being flipped upside down, and she refuses to pretend everything is fine while ignoring any warning flags. More, Miss Hale Morgan is back. She is still cautiously hoping for the best, but by turning to Jack, she has already begun to prepare for the worst. Finally, we fully expect Tracy to emerge as a hero. Unfortunately, she will be a hero with a broken heart, and she will face a long road of recovery ahead of her. But that's okay too, Maitland told TV Insider, since Tracy already has a life she loves, people who matter to her, a purpose, and a career she also loves. In other words, Tracy already has a complete happy life, so Alan or not, she understands who she is and what is actually essential in her life. That's more than many of us can ever say. So, while Alan may be a nightmare of a human being who is about to crush Tracy, he is also providing us with another opportunity to see her genuinely shine. The Young and Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been posted for the week of March 31, 2025. It depicts Chloe Mitchell urging that Sally Spectre play nasty. Meanwhile, Lauren Baldwin encourages Nikki Newman to betray Victor Newman. Sally Spectre's concern. The promo clip depicts Chloe and Sally meeting. Of course, Chloe will see that something is hurting her friend and business partner. The redhead may keep Billy Abbott's murky and nasty business agreement a secret. What Sally could tell her buddy, however, was that Billy is spending a lot of time with Phyllis. Sally had already called Billy's bluff. While the redhead couldn't receive any firm information, she might be unable to get it out of her mind. Sally is aware that Billy has the potential to go to extremes and cause disastrous consequences. However, sometimes you have to let them crash and burn. Chloe Mitchell's devious advice. Chloe proposes that Sally emulate her own clever strategy. However, Sally has worked really hard to demonstrate that she is a changed woman. At the same time, Sally may feel frantic to save her boyfriend from danger. What would be intriguing is if Sally and Phyllis banded together to prevent Billy from spoiling his fresh start. Lauren Baldwin's urgent plea. The young and the restless spoilers for next week indicate that Lauren will invite Nikki to supper. While Nikki initially believes this is a nice catch-up, she quickly realizes it is something different. Lauren hurriedly informs her pal that she must betray Victor Newman, just as Nikki takes her seat. Lauren is desperate, therefore it must have something to do with Michael Baldwin. This is an intriguing surprise, especially given Lauren's apparent urgency and desperation. What possible motivation might Lauren have for asking Nikki to betray her husband? Damian Kane confronted. She confronts Damian Kane after getting over Lily Winters. Lily demands that he tell her what he and Aristotle Dumas are actually up to. Given Victor's history with Dumas and Billy's Chancellor agreement, this sounds like a very difficult and deadly twist. Damian may not mean Lily or anyone else any harm. However, Dumas may be a completely different story, especially if it threatens his empire. According to the young and the restless spoilers and updates, Joshua Morrow recently discussed Nick's future romantic interests and offered a prediction. In an interview with Woman's World, Morrow talked about his character's love life and shared his thoughts on who Nick would be sleeping with next. Joshua spoke about Nick's two great loves. To begin, Morrow underlined that his character had two great loves, which he believes are equally important in Nick's heart. Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers are the two ladies that continuously lure Nick back. While Morrow agreed that Sharon and Nick fans may not be delighted with this viewpoint, he pointed out that Phyllis is likely to cause problems for them. Given her link to Nick through their daughter, Summer Newman, as well as their shared romantic history, Phyllis will always play an important role in his life. Nonetheless, Morrow cherishes both relationships and acknowledges their recurring nature. Morrow praised both his leading ladies. Joshua Morrow had nothing but admiration for his co-stars Sharon Case and Michelle Stafford, who play his leading women. Nick just came on the show to dismiss the idea of rekindling a romance with Sharon, but that doesn't mean their tale is over. In fact, Morrow hinted that when Nick does share another romantic encounter on the program, it will be with Sharon. It's been a long time since Nick bared it all, and he's quite known for his interactions with the women of Genoa City, Morrow told me. When the moment comes, and I'm willing to wager it'll be with Sharon, I'm all in. Why not? Joshua noticed many viewers enjoy romantic scenes. Morrow understands that a large amount of spectators enjoy romantic situations. Therefore, he has no problems with removing his clothing for them. His primary goal is to transmit intriguing storylines, and he hinted that he is willing to do so whether he is dressed or not. If Joshua Morrow's insights into Sharon and Nick's intimate moments are correct, Nick may eventually relent on their reconciliation. There's a notion that one never completely moves on from their first love, and Nick considers Sharon to be that person. They were high school sweethearts and have faced countless emotional problems together. According to upcoming CBS soap spoilers, Nick and Sharon have a lot of issues to work out, so keep a watch out for any important romantic developments.